So it sounds like we're going to get the second game underway right now. So let's head on over. So while they're getting ready real quick here. Oh, you know what? Hey, it's the Kind Peacocks versus the Dead Poets! A Kind Sir versus SP Imperial Nobility versus Undead. This is our second semifinal matchup. The winner of this game is going to face off against that Wood Elf team we just saw play, JD Whitey's Forest of Flames. Kind Peacocks with 11 players on this roster. Been doing a real good job with this team. In my opinion, a real difficult team to coach. Kind Sir has been really killing it with this team. You can see it's a pitch control team. They have players with Fen. They have players with Wrestle. They've got the Blitzers, which are kind of the stars of the show here. He's got both of them as blodgers. He has tackle on one. He has sure hands on the other. Very similar style, similar approach that we saw with the War Dancers. 1,220,000 gold. Just has the 2 rerolls. This is a big hurt for this team, but it hasn't seemed to hurt a Kind Sir yet. He's going to be up against this undead team, the Dead Poets. They are coming in a TV of 1,455,000 gold. I've already forgotten what the first TV is, but it seems like wizard money. He's got 2 mummies, 2 whites, 3 of the 4 ghoul runners, and 4 zombos. He has. There's Lauren during the second. Hey, 5 dedicated fans and a massive 4 rerolls here. These mummies, right? They're strength 5. They have mighty blow. They have guard. They have block. One of them has stand firm. One of them has brawler. Brawler. No, but stand firm is pretty solid. Guard, block, stand firm. I think that's solid. These mummies are going to be effectively strength 6 if they stay grouped up, and he's going to want them to be. Those whites are going to have to be free to move around the pitch. This is going to be a pitch control match. The Imperial Nobility team really has. The Imperial Nobility team is a pitch control team. They have a lot of pitch control skills. The Undead team is going to have to decide how they're going to play against that. And I think they're going to lean into their speed. They have the speed in those 3 ghoul runners. SP Beaver says, not going to lie, Brawler was picked for this match. All right. Well, I hope it works out for you. They have the speed in the ghoul runners. I think they're going to need to leverage that. Not just, they don't want to like play like an elf team. They don't want to play like an edge team in this matchup. They really need to try to remove that pitch control from this Imperial Nobility team. This Imperial Nobility team is going to try to position their players. In such a way that they're going to carve out a chunk of the pitch and make it real difficult for this undead team to get in on that pitch, whether that's on offense or defense. If it's on offense, they're going to make it real hard for the undead team to try to get in on that cage. On defense, they're going to make it real hard for that undead team to really be effective or go anywhere. I think we'll see the Kind Peacocks kind of lean into the fact that those mummies are almost certainly going to be on the line, trying to stay grouped up with that guard, and might try to position players in such a way that he keeps those mummies out of the drive every turn. They only have an MA of 3. They are very powerful. They're great big guys. They have no nega traits, but they are slow. And if he keeps them marked on the right side and keeps them marked turn after turn, or even for just a turn or 2, you can see those mummies just find themselves out of the drive. They're just not going to be able to catch up. 235k in petty cash means that Mighty Zug is going to be coming onto the pitch. Mighty Zug has block strength 4 and mighty blow +1. The once per turn means he can re-roll the armor roll. It's called what's it called? Crushing blow. So that's once per game. And there he is, the Mighty Zug himself, wearing the yellow and green of the Kind Peacocks. Here's the coin toss. Clear skies in this game as well. Dead Poets have won the coin toss. We'll see if they go offense or defense to start with. They're going to try to control the momentum right out of the gate with their offense. So the Kind Peacocks will set up on defense. They do not have a kicker. So they got strength 5 and the Ogre. They got the Mighty Zug at strength 5 as well. Did I say strength 4? Strength 5 and Mighty Zug as well. Has Mighty Blow, has block, can re-roll the armor roll once per game as well. But Mighty Zug, being a star player, remember, is a loner. Kind Peacocks setting up with an anchor. They have Humongous, the rookie ogre, in the center position. Or, I'm sorry, in the middle linebacker position. They want to keep that that strength mobile and get him to where he needs to be in order to make blocks that are critical to the play style of this team. Now the Dead Poets have set up their offense. You can see those mummies going right up on the line. SP Beaver says Brawler was picked to counter wrestle. Clypheus agrees, says it's all for the wrestle, and Apostobus says Brawler on top of block can be pretty darn strong. See if it turns out that way here in this matchup. All right, so an offset offense here for the Undead team. And the Kind Peacocks are going to get that third reroll they really wanted. Nuffle is kind. Praise be Nuffle. Joplin, the ball carrier. Ball kicked to the number 7 Ghoul Runner. Picked up an extra point of movement on this Blodger Ghoul Runner. MA8 now. Old Gamer Mike says no fireball. No, picked up Mighty Zug instead, which I think is a solid pickup here. First block of the game is going to be a stun on the right defensive end. Now a knockdown on Rodney. Gets an injury. One-man player advantage now for the Dead Poets. Gets the knockdown on the second block. Wow! Gets another removal on the line here. Two-man player advantage for the Dead Poets. What a start to this game for this Undead team. there was another one. Yeah, I had to. Sometimes I mistime the replays, man. There was a second one. I knew it. I felt it in my bones that I should have waited. 2-die blitz against Anthony Weiner gets the knockdown here. Looking for a 9+. Doesn't get it. Clypheus says, I bought a castle from a noble ogre. I heard it. Get out of here. Although you have answered a question for me. Is that how it's pronounced? Is it Viscount? I played a lot of Crusader Kings in my day, but I didn't know how to pronounce that word. Viscount. I wondered how far reading that you would get before you fired me. Joplin advances forward to the 6-yard line. Turn 1 now for the Kind Peacocks. They've already lost 2 players in this drive. Muddy Zug on the blitz. 3-die blitz. Only gets a push out of this against the number 14 zombie Winehouse. Keeps the formation in check, stays right in front of that offense, takes the blitz. Turn 2 back to the Dead Poets. Can't remember who I was talking about Crusader Kings, a friend of mine that doesn't play Crusader Kings. I can't remember who it was. But we were talking about counts and counties. So in my state, we have counties. The state's divided up into counties. And they were like, Wait a minute. Is that where counties come from? It's like, yeah. Two-eye blitz against Humongous. Gets the knockdown here. Breaks armor. What? Another removal. This time the big guy on the injury. The Oppo's going to be spent. Oh, no. And the Oppo of no use. 3 injuries in 2 turns for the Dead Poets. Wow. 5 strength taken off the pitch. 3-man player advantage for the Dead Poets. Somebody needs to tell these mummies to relax. Take it easy. I know it's Blood Bowl, but come on. We've got we've got 14 more turns. Come on, relax. Ball's gonna cross the line of scrimmage to the opposing 2-yard line now. Electric's man says, "What a useless meat cleaver." I know. You would think that would save your life, but for some reason. Undead team playing as a bashy team against this this nobility team, staying close together, leveraging guard here on the right corner of the cage. Turn 2 back to the kind Peacocks. Kind Peacocks really trying to figure out what to do here now. Big loss of strength in that ogre. That's a lot of strength loss, especially when you're up against 2 strength 5 players. 2 strength 5 players without nega traits. Both with block, both with guard, which means right now, they're both effectively strength 6. Takes a mark on Lara Dern the second. Here's the 2-die blitz over on the left side of the cage. Gets a pow out of this. Decides to follow up. Marks the ball carrier now. Joplin marked by Private, the rookie bodyguard. Mighty Zug now in the secondary. He's the last line of defense. Good 3+ dodge by Anthony Weiner. And Richard Long moves 1 space over toward the right wide zone on the 10-yard line. The Dead Poets on turn 3 now. They're going to reposition Morrison. Morrison with guard lends an assist no matter where he is. 2-die block against Private. Gets a pow out of this. This is Johnson, the kicker. Another armor break. My goodness gracious. That is a 4-man player advantage for the Dead Poets. It is just turn 3. Still has the blitz, takes a mark with Harrison, the number 1 mummy. He's marking Anthony Weiner and Woody. They're both bodyguards. They have stand firm and wrestle. Apostopus says, what was number 4? It was Private, the rookie bodyguard here. 3-die block. Gets a pal. 8+ a break armor with Mighty Blow. Doesn't get it. It was this bodyguard. Lost a bodyguard, lost an ogre, and then lost 2 linemen. Clypheus, for some reason your message is staticky. the radio interference of the text on the screen is, you know, interfering. I can't see it. So if that was a pun, oh, I'm real sorry. I would have loved to have seen it. Oh, I see. I see now. They've changed the mod tools. So I am seeing messages that you guys aren't seeing. Ah, I get it now. There's this message. It's like likely ban evader restricted. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Dude, I blitzed by the Mighty Zug here on turn 3. Gets a pal against Harrison, the #1 mummy. Really wants an armor break out of this. Only got a 6. Remember, the Mighty Zug gets a once per game +1 to the armor roll. Could I block against Morrison? Gets the knockdown here. Breaks armor. Hopes this is a removal. He got it. Well done. 3-man player advantage now for the Dead Poets. Clypheus, I don't know. The text interference is still strong. Can't see any of your messages. That's a shame. Turn 4 for the Dead Poets. Dead Poets have walked back across the line of scrimmage. Now they're on their own 2-yard line. Positivist says this is turning into a game of 7s. It is. It's quickly getting there. If we're not careful, it could even be Blitzbowl. 2-9 block on the right side of the line here. Gets a knockdown on Willie, the #9 lineman. He has Fend, so he can prevent the blitzer from following up. Boot Polish says it's safe to say Clypheus is off the exercise bike. Maybe this is when he thinks up his best puns, is when he's on the bike. Decides to use Fend here. Moving forward, taking marks. He's playing this. He's playing as the Bashy team in this matchup. Gets the knockdown on Johnson, looking for an 8+. Well, maybe gets the knockdown. He's going to spend the team reroll there. He's going to take the push instead, perhaps. Well, no. Oh, all right. Don't derail my biking fun. So, decided to take the push there. Didn't want Lennon to be knocked down, which is fine. With 3 MA, that means all he could do is stand back up without rushing. Ball's going to move back across the line of scrimmage to the 2. Kind of Peacocks doing a great job of keeping the secondary intact here. He knows he's got to keep people back here. Mighty Zug, one of those players. MA4, slow player, but strength 5 with block, and Mighty Blow, a very strong player. Can use that player to take these blitzes and also keeps him in position to go after the ball carrier. Ball carrier tries to break away. 2-die block on Lennon. Got the pal here. Broke armor. Big armor break. Oh, he's got to use the once per turn, right? Oh, no, he doesn't need it because he rolled a 9, so he can use Mighty Blow instead. Needs a 10+ to break armor, has a 9, can use Mighty Blow. He's been given the choice between Crushing Blow and Mighty Blow. Use Crushing Blow out. Crushing Blow got the removal here. So real good removal here for the kind Peacocks, getting rid of one of those mummies. They lost their ogre, got rid of one of their mummies in turn. Why use Crushing Blow there? What am I missing? Crushing Blow's just for armor, yeah. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's just for armor. I'd love to double check. Yeah, it's just for armor. Turn 5, second quarter begins. The Dead Poets start with a block. They get a POW on Anthony Weiner. Oh, good call, good call, good call. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, Mighty Blow used on the injury roll instead. Yeah, using crushing. I mean, that's in retrospect, that's the purpose of crushing blow. Use Crushing Blow, you get guarantee the +1 on the injury roll with Mighty Blow, and ended up working out here. Well done. 2-die block against a Mighty Slug, gets a POW out of this, looking for that 9+. Doesn't get it. Getting a little thin on the offense. Two-die block against the number 9 lineman. Gets a knockdown out of this. Needs just an 8+ to break armor. He's done it. Gets a stun. Shifts this ball back over to the right. Still on the 2-yard line here in the beginning of the second quarter. Yeah, I would have got rid of this guy ASAP. Turn 5 for the kind Peacocks. Mighty Zug's going to stand right back up. Two-die block on Alexander, back on the right side of the line here. Gets a push out of this. Failed the rush, I was going to say. Well, the 1-die blitz on the ball carrier gets a both standing result. Rush blitz spent the first reroll of this game, gets a both standing result, but is marking the ghoul runner. One-die block on Winehouse. He's going to wrestle the zombie down to the ground. No, he wants to get the knockdown instead. Got the POW out of it. Well done. Kind Peacocks down to 1 reroll for the half. They were granted 1 additional reroll by Nuffle on the kickoff event table. Turn 6 now for the Dead Poets. They have 3 turns to get on the board. They have a significant player advantage. They remove 4. They have a 2-man player advantage. They rush Harrison into position to take a mark on both Woody and Johnson. Now 2-die block on Johnson is a push. And Johnson will stand firm. He's going to stay right where he is. Continues to mark the ball carrier. Probably have to take another block here with Thane, but it's leaving a few players available. Might try to blitz his way out down behind the cage. Double skulls. Has to spend his first reroll here. Gets the knockdown, or gets a dodge push. No, he has tackle. Gets the knockdown on Richard Long. So Johnson, so didn't take the blitz with Joplin. Instead, took it with the blitzer. And now gets the pow on Johnson. We'll get the knockdown. This is going to free up the ball carrier, but where does he go? Might try to reposition back to center pitch, but this is going to leave a corner open unless he... Oh, he's taking off. Taking off. There he goes. Joplin's going to move down pitch. Johnson will take up the rear. Oh, no, he's going to get a... What? 2 marks on Mighty Zug. All right, so Zug's got a 50-50 dodge out this way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 GFI blitz on Joplin currently. Oh, those vaccines are... Oh, they're kicking in my arm, man. 2-9 block with Zugs. He's not taking the blitzes. Zug takes the block, gets a push. Takes a 3+ dodge instead. 3+ dodge to a rush. 1 die blitz. Gets a push out of this. He'll have to follow up. Need to cover the retreat somehow. I don't know if he has enough. He can't really do it. Can't really do it. So currently it's a 3+ dodge. It's a 3+ dodge with a reroll to score. No rush needed. So the ball carrier can come out this way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he does need a rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he needs 1 rush to score. He's going to try to blitz his way through instead. There's the assist for the 2 die against Lil Dicky. He is a blodger. He's not a sidestepper, so just needs a push out of this. That'll be enough. He'll get a dodge push. He won't follow up. Still needs to rush. Oh, no, he doesn't need to rush. He doesn't need to rush. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done by the Dead Poets. 1-0. Very well done. Avoided walking backwards for the rush. Instead, used the free follow-up on the blitz, or took the blitz action. Was able to move forward. Avoided the dodge. Avoided the rush. 1-0. The Dead Poets will take the lead here. They're giving up a couple of turns to Kind Peacocks to end the first half of this game. The Kind Peacocks will start the second half on offense as well. They're going to have 1 reroll left for these couple of turns that are remaining. So the Kind Peacocks starting with 8. They'll be down 3 players. Kind Peacocks, new to the league with this competition. A Kind Sir had an absolutely killer competition here in regulation. Obviously making it to the semifinals here. S. Beaver is a veteran of the league, played in the very first league game, in fact. Oh, Gamer Mike says, who won the last matchup? JD Whitey, the Wood Elf team, Force of Flames won. So an odd formation here for the Undead team. And now the Kind Peacocks piling a ton of people up on the line. Dead Poets do have a kicker. He is in position. That's Johnson here. So probably try to kick this ball over here somewhere. Oh, Old Gamer said, Mike says, the last time these two teams played, they drew. They drew earlier in this competition, 1-1. So indeed, the Dead Poets kick this ball deep over in the right wide zone. The weather's going to stay the same, but the ball's going to scatter out of bounds. What serendipity here for the Kind Peacocks. They've got Richard Long with the ball now, doesn't have to re-roll it, and starts off on his own 4-yard line with 2 turns. SB Beaver says it's not at all where the UI showed on your screen. Well, it probably showed you the deviation, or not the deviation, the what's the game called? Bounce? The scatter. The bounce. I get those always confused. Probably showed you where it would bounce on your kickoff, but remember it was changing weather, so there was an extra bounce. So it probably showed you where your ball would land, and then there's a bounce, and then there was an extra bounce because of the changing weather. Kind Peacocks on the touchback. They've now got the ball on the opposing 10-yard line. Rush a player in a position. They're going to set up a cage here on the left sideline. Question is going to be, how are they going to move this ball forward on turn 8? We'll see where they set up their tackle zones after they set up their cage. There's a 3-point cage over in the left wide zone. Still has a blitz. Taking a mark on the mummies. Doesn't want those mummies going anywhere. Mighty Zug on the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets a pal. 8+ will break armor here. No armor break doesn't follow up because it wants to reposition the Mighty Zug right here. And now the Kind Peacocks on the bonus clock. Tried to dodge away Peter the second. 50-50 dodge. Doesn't work out. That'll be fine. Turn 8 now for the Dead Poets. Kind Peacocks will be on offense to start the second half. If they can get on the board here, they'll be in real good shape despite the player disparity. Cool Blodger in front of the cage. Joplin, the number 7 Cool Blodger, 2 spaces behind. Center pitch still open, covering the gap with Hendricks the second. Needs more players. Yeah. So disappointed in these glasses. I was so looking forward to them. Takes a mark on Mighty Zug. Recognizes Mighty Zug as the preferred blitzer here. Repositions Harrison. Two rushes, setting up a bunch of separate tackle zones here. And now taking a 2-die block back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a knockdown, breaks armor. It's not going to matter. Turn 8 for the Kind Peacocks. So they've got some options here. We'll see. We'll see what a Kind Sir decides to do. He's going to have to roll some dice. Boot Polish says, thought that zombie looked fast, 2 rushes. Clive says it's definitely going to involve some dodges somewhere. Yes, indeed. So I think the best he's going to get out of this is a 4+ to a 3+. Apostopus says, is that ghoul on the left side of Sidestepper? He's not. Correct. He does have dodge on the ball carrier. 3 die block with the Mighty Zug. Gets a POW here. 8+ will break armor. No armor break. .43 seconds left in the turn. Gets an assist on Thane. Going after Thane on the blitz. 2 die blitz. Gets a dodge push out of this. He's going to push him back towards center pitch. So he's going to try to get this ball past Joplin. So it's going to be a 4+ to a 3+ to a... No, it's not. It's going to be worse than that. It's going to be 3 dodges. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. It's a 4+, 4+ to a 3+. Got through the 2 4+, but didn't get through the 3+. Well done by the Dead Poets to stop the score. They're going to be in the lead here, but the Kind Peacocks are going to have the ball going into the second half. That's the second time, by the way, tonight that I missed a triple dodge. I was like, oh, 2 dodges. No, 3 dodges. Dead Poets back up to 4 rerolls. Kind Peacocks back down to 2. We'll see if Nuffle graces them with an extra reroll this half as well. The rerolls they have going into this drive will be the rerolls they have for the rest of the game, save for any kickoff events. Even if this game goes into overtime, rerolls do not reset. The rerolls don't reset. Your bonus clock doesn't reset. Lifey's ass is 11v9 now. It is indeed. It will be a 2-man player advantage for the Dead Poets. Possibus says, but the Peacocks were wishing they had another reroll. I'm certain of it. I'm certain of it. Kind Sir got started late in the season here. Wasn't able to pick up that 3rd reroll. If you're unfamiliar with the format of the league, there are 3 open competitions a season. Anyone's allowed to participate, whether they're new to the league, whether they're a veteran of the league, whether they're a veteran of the game, whether they're new to the game. Those competitions have a certain format based on our rules. Typically, it's divisional, so the teams will get split up into divisions. Top 4 will advance to a single elimination bracket after a set number of weeks. The winner of an open competition will advance to our championship at the end of the season. That's an invitational called the Blood Bowl, naturally. The winner of each competition will advance to the upper bracket. The runner-up advances in the lower bracket. So, Kind Peacocks got started here in the Dungeonbowl, whereas the Dead Poets have been rocking this team since the beginning of the season, since the Chaos Cup. Clavy says, wow, that's an aggressive line. Yes, indeed. 7 on the line here. They will block first. Offense always blocks first. Well, provided there isn't a blitz or something. Brilliant coaching. They did get the extra reroll yet again. Nuffle giveth. So the ball kicked just inside the left wide zone on the 18-yard line. First block of the game is going to be a put, or of the half. Gets a push on Harrison, gets a push on Alexander, the nose tackle, and now 2-die block on Lennon. This will be a knockdown. This is the left defensive end, the Mummy. Buddy regen, no problem. But that's a great removal for the Kind Peacocks. Big loss for the Dead Poets here. Murdered a mummy, but he regened on the 4+. Still a great removal by the kind Peacocks. And now the Blitz. They get the knockdown on Lara during the second, formerly of the Senazog Park. Possibly says Nuffle hates the defensive line. That's how you appease Nuffle. Just don't be on defense. The Dead Poet's mistake was lining up on defense. Good 3+ pickup by Lil Dicky, the number 3 Noble Blitzer. First turn of the half for the Dead Poets. They're in the lead. They have 4 rerolls. Alexander gets back on the line. Here comes Winehouse taking a mark on Willie, the right wide receiver, number 9 lineman. One die blitz by Harrison against a mighty Zug. Got the pal out of this. Can he get a 9+? No armor break. Zug's going to stay in the game. Cliffy says, did he realize that was a 1 die, I wonder? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. "26 seconds left on the clock." Moving these linemen back up on the line. That's what they're there to do. They're there to take hits. Linemen, undead linemen, I think, are unsung heroes. They are MA4, so they're slow, but otherwise, Edge 4+ is fine. Strength 3 is fine. Armor value 9 is fine. And they have regen, which is great, and they're 40k, which is fantastic. So not only are they cheap, they have regen, so they're resilient, and every now and again, you're going to pick up a few extra linemen for free in a game. Taking some marks on this line, spreading this defense thin. Turn 10 now, back to the kind Peacocks. Mighty Zug's going to take a step back. 1 die block against Johnson on the line, gets a push. Johnson, the kicker, will be pushed away from this offense. He says, is he trying to push the Peacocks, right? The way I interpret your comment is like pushing him emotionally. Like, he's just trying to get on his nerves, right? Good knockdown on Hendricks II over in the left wide zone. Under a minute to play in turn 10. 3 rerolls for the kind Peacocks. They've been granted 2 extra rerolls by Nuffle. Nuffle is kind, Nuffle is good. Kind Peacocks would love to find a way to stall this out till turn 16. Going to overtime and... oh, never mind. I thought Lennon was knocked out. He's not knocked out. He's absolutely coming back onto the pitch. Still wants to score, regardless, wants to score as late as possible, of course. Doesn't want to give this undead team an opportunity to score before turn 16 and win this game 2-1. Again, a real significant loss for the Dead Poets here, losing that mummy. They're down to 1. Indeed, he can't. But if he was knocked out, going into overtime and maybe Lennon not coming back at all would have been awesome, right? Or virtually at all, I guess I should say. Awesome for a kind sir. Maybe not so much for S. Beaver. Couple of 3+ dodges to reposition some bodyguards over to the left as the ball carrier is going to move into the left wide zone on the 18-yard line. Gets a knockout on a job, or didn't get the knockout on Joplin. Joplin knocked out Peter II. Taking these shots at these ghouls is great because they're brittle, right? They're AV 8+, and they don't have regen. They're also the speed on this roster. So hunting the ghouls can be a very effective tactic. Turn 10 now for the Dead Poets. They're going to take a 2-die block against Private. They're deciding whether to get wrestled down or take the push. Ends up taking the push. He'll stand firm, and there'll be no consequence to the block. Clifey says, can he get anyone on the ball carrier? Not really. I mean, he can, but not really. I had a meeting today, and I called I called somebody the Vince McMahon of software. I meant it in a derogatory way. But I thought it was a great phrase. Yeah, spent a reroll here. Got a stun on the Mighty Zug. Just trying to take out the Mighty Zug. Did break armor, but only got a stun. Repositions Joplin on the dodge, 3+. Back into the secondary. And Cobain will move forward. Cobain in the left wide zone on the Dead Poet's own 4-yard line. Took a 1-die way over on the right wide zone here. Only got a push. I might not have taken this block, honestly, because it was only a 1-die. And if you can't knock him down, then Fend is the problem, right? You've now freed up Willie, who has an MA6 versus your MA4. Granted, it's still pretty far away from the ball. Turn 11 now for the Kind Peacocks. 2-die block. They're going to get a pal here against Hendricks II. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Two-die block against Alexander. Spends a reroll. Quad skulls! Oh! I got KO'd for his audacity. He said, why are you blocking me? Get out of my face. You know what? Get out of my face. Get off of my pitch. Spent the reroll. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 11 now for the Dead Poets. Got a little bit of a gap here with Morrison, but I don't know if he can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have to risk a dodge. Could come in here. No. Where's his other ghoul? There he is. Thane. Can't get there either. It looks like Morrison's the only real risk. Yeah, so he's not gonna try to dodge with Morrison. I think that's a good call. 3-die block with Harrison. Gets knocked out on Woody, looking for an 8+, but doesn't get it. Dead Poets applying some pressure here. They'll need to be a little bit careful. If they get too aggressive with this defense, they're going to find the offense to run by them. Yeah, you can see he's cognizant of this fact. He's keeping Joplin down in the secondary. He is marking Peter at the second, but still staying on the opposite side of the player from where the ball is. He wants to stay into position to play some defense. Actually decided not to mark the player anymore. He's going to move back a space to keep that player mobile. Marks with Lara during the second instead. Lara during the second, formerly of Citizens Park, decided it had a better chance of the championship here with the Dead Poets. Turn 12, but she had to kill herself first in order to make it happen. I hope she's happy. Turn 12 for the Kind Peacocks. They've got the ball on their own 18-yard line. They're down 0-1 currently. 2 rerolls left for the game. A small price to play for glory. That's right. Kind Sir taking their time here on this turn, trying to figure out how this should play out. Remember, this is a pitch control team, so the skills really lend themselves to controlling the pitch, but spread kind of wide here. It's going to hand off to Richard Long, but the ball's going to go out of bounds. Failed the handoff. Another null turn for the Kind Peacocks, and the ball's going to go just about right back where it started here. Turn 12 for the Dead Poets. Now the Dead Poets have a real shot at this ball. Clavius, thank you very much for the bits. Clavius says the Dead Poets can just grab it and score. They'd have to, yeah, they got to pick it up on the 3+, and then 2 rushes. Two-die block on Woody. Gets a knockdown with Harrison, looking for the 8+. Clavius, thank you very much for the bits. Cheering for the Undead team. Clavius says they probably want to stall a bit if they can anyway. If he can ensure that the stall works, sure. But also consider going up 2-0 is great, right? 2-0 with only a quarter to go. If your opponent scores, you're still winning, and you get the ball back. 3+ on the pickup. Good pickup. 2 rushes would score. We'll see if the Dead Poets are going to do it. Fails the first rush. We'll spend the reroll here. And there's the second. He's got it. 2-0 the score. The Dead Poets increase their lead. Very well done by S. Beaver. With 1 quarter to go, the Kind Peacocks have got a lot of work to do to keep their hope alive to make it to the finals of this Dungeon Bowl. Dead Poets set up on defense once more. Be 11. Is it 11v9 again? No, it's 11v8. So 3-man player advantage for the Dead Poets. Giving up the wide zone, so I don't think this is really too much of a problem here. Has a healthy lead with just 4 turns left in this game. If the Kind Peacocks are going to commit to a wide zone, then the Undead team can try to force the ball out of the cage. Otherwise, they can try to force the score. They don't even really need to force the score because the Kind Peacocks are forced to score as soon as possible. Just to keep enough turns on the clock to try to draw this game before overtime. 6 on the line, spread thin here for the offense. Here's the kick. Kicked by the kicker. Kick deep. Klein Peacocks get a prayer to Nuffle. Intensive training. So somebody's getting a primary skill. We'll see if he can convert on this. Picked up sprint. Picked up sprint on Little Dicky. I'm sorry, sidestep, excuse me, on Little Dicky. Very, very deep kick by the kicker for the Dead Poets. Kicked all the way into the end zone. Fantastic kick for the Dead Poets. And now the Klein Peacocks have to go the entire width of the pitch. And they're going to have to get the ball back and score again. And they've got 4 turns to do this with 2 rerolls. Old Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Mighty Zug on the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets a pal on Morrison. This is the right cornerback. He's going to get knocked down. No armor break. Morrison with two injuries. That armor break could have been significant. Klein Peacocks, to keep their dream alive, they've got to give a few prayers to Nuffle. Failed a rush. Oh no! Rolled Snake Eyes on the rush. Lost a reroll and the turn. Turn 13 now for the Dead Poets. Beefy 82 demanding death. Cliffy says, man, that's unfortunate. It is indeed. 3-die block on Peter to the second. Gets the knockdown. 7+ breaks armor. Cliffy's thinking for the bits. No armor break here. The line now free. Gonna blitz with the other mummy. But failed the rush on the blitz. He's going to spend a reroll. 2-die blitz on Mighty Zug. Gets a push or a both standing result out of this. Both teams down to 1 reroll for the game. Cliffy says, man, why go after Zug? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think maybe he's fearful of Zug for if he wins this game, he doesn't want Zug to get a casualty on him. You know, maybe that's the idea. So he can keep his team healthy for the finals. And in fact, the Blood Bowl. Buffy says, "What in the world was my Nuffle's choice?" I didn't hear anything. It was the GI Joe one, Yo Joe. Dead Poets on the bonus clock. Or I shouldn't say yet again. Once again, I should say. Has only spent under a minute on the bonus clock, 40 seconds to be precise. Buffy said, "No, the one that I picked." Oh, was that not the one you picked? Then I didn't hear it either. Gets a knockdown. Turn 14 for the Klein Peacocks. Really running out of time here. They gotta make a big play. They could conceivably get into the end zone, but Mighty Zug on the blitz, gets a pal on Hendricks the second, breaks armor. There's an injury. I just realized Mighty Zug has the same rigging as the Chaos Warriors. Same animations. Three plus on the pickup. Fails the pickup. Oh, got it on the reroll. Fails the rush again. My goodness gracious. Going for the pass. Good catch by Richard Long. Richard Long on the handoff. Can he get the score in here? Oh, no. After all that, another failed rush. The ball on the ground on the 6-yard line. Turn 14 for the Dead Poets. That was the right call to try to get this ball in the end zone right here to save time on the clock. Clavius, thank you for the bits. There's a strength 5 mark on the ball by the Dead Poets. Two-die blitz gets a pal here on the number 6 bodyguard. Cobblestorm BB graciously lowers the rush failure rate from the Games Workshop mandated 900% down to really a frankly cheap and unfair 99%. It's a little too easy, I think. But it was a little late on the draw. Yeah, but it's a rookie ghoul runner, so he has money in the treasury to pick up another one. Good pickup by Thane, the number 8 ghoul runner. He's going to try to get another touchdown on the board here in the semifinals. Dead Poets seem all but certain to win this game. They're up 2-0. They have the ball on their own 2-yard line. They have a significant player advantage. They've got one reroll left as well. Two-die block against Anthony Weiner. Gets a knockdown here. Breaks armor again. And another removal. Oh no. Just a stud. Just a stud. Wait, 5 left? 6 left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 10v6 on the pitch? 4-man player advantage? Am I reading that right? Turn 15 for the kind Peacocks. Oh, man. Oi. Rough game for this Imperial Nobility team. Tough matchup. You do. Turn 15 for the Dead Poets. 7 spaces forward. Dead Poets probably, well, they definitely want the SPP, but probably thinking about kind of keeping some players safe as well. But continuing to mark players. I'd start running for the hills with some of these guys. Like he says, is there anyone he can try to level up? Well, Thane could pick up 3 SPP. Can't level him up. Joplin could certainly... Oh no, level 4 certainly can't. Cobain could use the SPP, but I don't think he can get there. Well, he can get there. Oh, no, he can't. He just moved. Seven spaces with Thane. Now down to the opposing 14-yard line. Morrison will come down field as well. .22 seconds left on the clock. Reposition players who are free to reposition. Really not a whole lot he can do here except, yeah, move Cobain to rush into position to try to cover the blodger. Apostrophes says. Wait, no. I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Oppo stabs us. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Oppo stabs us. Turn 16 for the kind Peacocks. 1 turn left in this ball game. I'm gonna try to take out Harrison with the GG foul. Doesn't get anything out of it. Now the blitz on the ball carrier. 1 die blitz. Oh gosh. Gets a skull. Turn 16 for the Dead Poets. They'll walk this ball in. And they're gonna win this game 3-0. Well done by S. Beaver. Holy moly. Very well done by S. Beaver. Played this undead team. Could have played on the speed. Could have played on the strength. Playing on the strength of this matchup was the right call. It's worked out. Had a significant player advantage in this game. Ended up winning it 3-0. Congratulations once again to S. Beaver, making it to the finals of this competition. Chaos, maybe? I'm not sure. And there you have it. That is the final matchup of this Dungeon Bowl. Started with 21 teams. We're down to 2. The championship match is going to be between the Forest of Flames and the Dead Poets. JD Whitey versus S. Beaver. Wood Elves versus Undead. That is going to be an absolutely fantastic match. I want to thank everybody who participated in this Dungeon Bowl, and in fact all season long. Everyone whose season's over, I really appreciate you coming out to play, people coming out to watch and join in on the fun as well. If you want to play with us, we've got the Dungeon Bowl to finish up with the finals, and then we're going to have our Blood Bowl. After that, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll start signing up for Season 5. If you'd like to join, play with us, we'd love to have you. I love this game. I love sharing this game. I love playing this game. And you can join us on our Discord, and when Season 5 registration opens, you can just give me a message on maybe Unit 2 or Nick Satan on the Discord in the Blood Bowl channel and say, hey, I'd like to play in Season 5, and we'll tell you exactly what to do to get you signed up. It's dead easy to do. But yeah, one more game left in this Dungeon Bowl. Let's take a look at the Blood Bowl bracket one more time before we leave this evening. In the Blood Bowl, currently, the White Skull Windbreakers, coached by Doug the Minotaur. I almost said Nick Satan. By Doug the Minotaur. That's an Orc team. They're in the upper bracket. Cenozoic Park, coached by Nick Satan, a Lizard team. We saw them in the first semifinals. They are in the upper bracket as well. Forest of Flames, or the Dead Poets. That will be our third team in the upper bracket. And then in the lower bracket, we have Chimes, Nevagana, an Orc team, and we have Dead Fred's Real American Heroes, a Dark Elf team. The loser of the finals will be the third team in this lower bracket as well. That is it for the semi-finals. Boy, I've had a blast, man. This has been a great season. This has been a great competition. This has been so much fun. A kind sir says, GG's SP Beaver, and thanks for the fun time. Oh, thank you very much. Well played. That was a tough matchup. And you had a real great competition. It was a lot of fun to watch you play that Imperial Nobility team. When you signed up as Imperial Nobility at the beginning of the season, I was like, or at the beginning of the competition, I was like, oh man, I don't know about this team. This is a tough team to coach. And I mean, you showed us how to coach an Imperial Nobility team. It was a lot of fun to watch. Got all the way up to the semifinals. Hope to see you back here in Season 5. Thanks for participating. And congratulations, SP Beaver, once again. So just one game left in this competition. And that will, scheduling for that will begin tomorrow. And our two coaches will begin to schedule that game. And when it gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is so much fun. Where else can you chuck a fireball from the stands on a bunch of skinks? You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until the Dungeonbowl championship game, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening.